We are doing the Detroit Lions 53-man roster projection on this video. We're going to get into it, who I think is in, who do I think is out, who can get this team and elevate the roster all around after the 2023 NFL Draft. That's what we got going on here. But before we get into today's video, if you're a Detroit Lions fan and not subscribed, hit that subscribe button because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, free agency, the draft, off-season, in-season, live watch parties, all of that fun stuff. Also, smash that like button. I don't know, let's get to 300 likes in this video. Let's go. How we are doing this roster projection is really easy. We're not doing the PUP list. We're not doing the suspension list. We're just using the current players that are currently on the roster. Like right now, we gave a contract to Teddy Bridgewater, but he's not on the roster, so I didn't put him on this bad boy. I don't want to go through, who's going to be injured, all this, that, and the other. And we already know suspension list. We got a player on there that's significant. So I didn't really want to get into all of that stuff. Is just going to be kind of what I think the Lions roster will be, midway through the season or something like that. Let's go ahead and start with the Lions quarterback room here. I got 3 quarterbacks making this roster. Again, Hendon Hooker would probably be on a PUP list start of the season, but like I said, not doing that, so I went Jared Goff 1, Nate Sudfeld 2, Hendon Hooker 3. I do think he will jump above Nate Sudfeld once he has his injury taken care of. Good to go there. Lions quarterback room looking much better than it has been in the last couple of years. Thank you to Hendon Hooker, and I really like that. And, here's the questions there. It's the great depth, like I was saying. The Hooker injury, when will he be actually, active? It could be a Jameson Williams type of thing. I do think he would jump Sudfeld later. And another question is, will they go 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the 2023 NFL season? If Hooker is on the PUP, it probably would be 2. But that's going to be the question for you right now. Will the Detroit Lions go 2 or 3 quarterbacks? You have to put in here, Hendon Hooker injury, Teddy Bridgewater will accept at some point, or Adrian Martinez, the guy who we signed in this bad boy. So Bridgewater is not going to be the guy. Adrian Martinez starts out until Hooker gets ready. So let me know 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the comments below. Let's go ahead and jump to the running back room here. I got Jahmyr Gibbs making this roster. Obviously, David Montgomery and Craig Reynolds. You're going to notice here I have Mohamed Ibrahim making the roster over Jermar Jefferson. When you give a $100,000 bonus to a undrafted rookie, I think he makes the roster. You're also going to notice there's a player that's not on here as well, and that's the fullback Jason Cabinda. I think Mohamed Ibrahim can kind of do both of those positions there. And so that's kind of another question for this video. Do you think Jason Cabinda makes the roster as a fullback? Do you think Jermar Jefferson makes the roster as a fullback? So, blow up the comment section with this question. It's going to be really interesting. Now, I do think that David Montgomery will be RB1 to start this bad boy out, but make no mistake about it, Jahmyr Gibbs, offensive weapon. When you invest the 12th overall pick in a running back, he ultimately will be RB1. But it's going to take a little bit of time because he is a rookie. That's what I got going on right there. Let's go to Lions wide receivers. I got the Lions having 6 right off rip. Amon-Ra first down, obviously wide receiver 1, been with the Lions, and he is the very productive guy. Jameson Williams starting as number 2 because he's suspended the first 6 weeks of the season. He's got to get on the same page with Mr. Jared Goff. Josh Reynolds as well, been on the same page. Love what he's doing. Marvin Jones Jr. for sure. Kalif Raymond making this bad boy. And Antoine Green, the wide receiver we picked up there in the 7th round. Now, the question will be in this bad boy, if Jameson Williams, he'll be on the suspended list, who's going to be that number 6? I do think they keep 6. Could they go Chase Cota? They're from the undrafted rookie. Could they go Tom Kennedy, who's been trying to make this roster like really the whole time? Or will it be maybe a Trinity Benson for that wide receiver position to make that middle ground? So those are going to be the interesting ones there. Or, someone else attempt to make the roster like a Maurice Alexander for a special team. So, because there will be 6, I do agree, and one of those guys will be in there. I'm going to go ahead and probably say it will be Tom Kennedy, because they do love Tom Kennedy. They do, and they trust in what he brings to the Detroit Lions, because it's going to be close. But when Jameson Williams is off the suspension list, make absolutely no doubt about it, whoever that number 6 is will be thrown into the shadow realm to the practice squad. So that's just something that you got to keep in mind right there. So we're going to do another pinned comment for this video. Will Tom Kennedy make the 53-man roster due to the suspension for Jameson Williams? Put Y for yes and N for no. Let me know in the comments below on this bad boy, because Tom Kennedy is always a big conversation regarding the roster. Let's continue on here in the tight end room. I got these 3 tight end makers making it. Sam LaPorta, who we drafted in round 2. Obviously, James Mitchell, who we drafted last year in round 5. And Brock Wright, who's kind of been tight end 1 for, since TJ Hawkinson was gone. What does that mean? It means Shane Zylstra is not making the roster, and I do only think they go 3 tight ends. I think this is the tight end for you guys. Maybe Shane Zylstra will make the practice squad. I do not have him making the 53-man roster. And I'm not putting Jason Cabinda in here for, whatever they put, tight end / fullback, whatever you want to do. I don't have him doing that. Let's go ahead and go to the offensive line here. We got Taylor Decker starting left tackle, Jonah Jackson starting left guard, Frank Ragnow center, Halapoulivaati Vaitai. I do have starting right guard, Peneo Sewell, who I put Peneo Sewell. Ignore that. The question is Graham Glasgow or Halapoulivaati Vaitai, which one's going to be the right guard? I'm going to give it to Big V right now. Matt Nelson, I don't really know if I have him as really like a swing left tackle or whatever, or he's going to be the extra offensive lineman that pushes on the run game, or if it's Obinna Eze. We'll see. I think those two are going to fight it out to be the starting swing tackle. I do think Matt Nelson is the guy right now to get it for sure, but I do have them making it on there for sure. And Colby Sorsdale. I don't know why I didn't put him on this roster. Colby Sorsdale will as well be on the offensive line. So he's not named on here. I must have forgot to do it. Don't kill me. He will be on there for sure. So that's for the offense. Let's go ahead and jump to the Detroit Lions defense. We're going to start with the interior defensive line here. And I'm going to do Aleem McNeil. I do have, obviously, making the roster. He's a starter to your defensive line. Isaiah Buggs, who we signed in free agency. Broderick Martin, who we drafted. The question was, should I put Levi Onwuzurike on this list? And I tell you what, I fought back and forth on this. Is he going to be on the roster? Is he going to not be on the roster? I have absolutely no idea. Odds are he'll be a pup. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to put him on here right now. Even though my gut's telling me this guy is not going to be on the roster, it's like, F it. I'm going to put him on the roster. Let's continue on here with the edge rushers. Aiden Hutchinson making this roster, obviously. John Kaminsky, James Houston. I did put him as an edge. It's not really played linebacker, let's be honest. Joshua Pascal, Romeo Okwara, and Charles Harris. I left up Julian Okwara. I left him off. I think they go different route here. Now, he easily could be on. That's just the way that I went. But the Lions do got a pretty damn good edge rushing players on this roster. Not bad at all. And I think these guys are going to get it done here. When you don't draft edge in the draft, it pretty much makes you understand that these are the guys who's going to be your edge rusher. Just the question is the Julian Okwara. Let's go ahead and jump into the linebackers here. We got Alex Anzalone. Jack Campbell will be your starters. Malcolm Rodriguez will be in there as well. I think Derek Barnes has fallen a little bit on the depth chart. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, special teams guy. Anthony Pittman, special teams guy. That's who it's going to be for the special teams. Question for you guys. Who is going to get more playing time, Derek Barnes or Malcolm Rodriguez? Let me know in the comments below. I say Malcolm Rodriguez will get more playing time, but hey, that is just me. Let me know in the comments below. Let's continue on here with the cornerback position. I got Cameron Sutton, number 1. Emmanuel Mosley, number 2. Jerry Jacobs, number 3. Remember, we're going to throw safeties in there. We got players like C.J. Gardner-Johnson who will be playing some nickel stuff like that, but just for cornerback's sake. Will Harris in there, and then Chase Lucas actually making the roster. Cameron Sutton, lock for sure. Emmanuel Mosley, I feel, is a lock. Jerry Jacobs, to me, is a lock too as well. I think they're locks, but when you have the universal player like Will Harris, play a little bit of safety, and Chase Lucas, he's more of just straight corner. That's what I got going on there. And for the safeties, obviously, you're going to see some players here. We got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Again, he's a nickel/safety. Wherever you want to play him out there, he's making the roster. Brian Branch, hell of a pickup. Tracy Walker coming back. Kirby Joseph in there. And Xavier Smith. What a hell of a safety room. This safety room is sick, by the way. My God. The line's going to have some playmakers here. When you look at it, it makes your mouth water. And you got to finish this bad boy off with these special teams here. Jack Fox, punter. Michael Badgley, kicker. Scott Daly, long snapper. That's who I got going on for the Lions special teams. Always good special teams. I mean, maybe they'll give Michael Badgley a fight there in training camp, but that's who I got right meow. Folks, we are live on every single Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Go ahead and make sure you're there. Hit that notification bell, like the video, subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest news and rumors regarding our beloved Detroit Lions. That's what we got going on here. With that said, folks, adios.